Welcome to 2 out of 3 Recommend. I'm Lee.
And I'm Brett.
We're two brothers out of 3 getting together to chat.
And recommend drinks, movies, shows, and things to keep you busy.
Welcome to another episode of 2 out of 3 Recommend. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
We are going to recommend some stuff and talk about other stuff.
Great. I like that.
What I first thought we would try to see if we do recommend it. It is July.
Yep.
And certainly in Australia, and I'm not sure about the rest of the world.
Yep.
Dry July is happening.
What is that?
That is, you don't drink the alcohol and you raise money for the cancer.
I don't understand.
Against the cancer, really.
Cancer?
Yeah.
I thought it was something else.
No, Feb Fast is for substance and addiction support.
Okay.
Dry July is for cancer.
Okay.
I don't know if
Why?
it is the case in other countries, because I know that instead of doing Movember, the US, they do No Shave November.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which doesn't rhyme nearly as well. So instead of a drink, I thought we would try this non-alcoholic cocktail, which is called a knocktail.
Why a knocktail?
No cocktail.
Why not a mocktail? Like
Because
normal?
mocktails commonly...
What have we got?
Well, I think because...
Is Knocktail the brand?
Yeah, Knocktail's the brand.
Okay.
Mocktail is generally... You put other things instead of the alcoholic ingredients in, whereas this is a non-alcoholic cocktail, which means it has
right. Yep.
non-alcoholic things in it, even though it doesn't.
Okay.
It's just got the flavours. This is, here at Knocktail, we don't give a sip about alcohol. It's all
sugar.
about the experience, the people, and the connection. Forget the hangovers and those embarrassing Instagram stories. Well, I'm still going to post embarrassing things on Instagram sober. Just good vibes and amazing memories. So I think that's why I think that's why it's non as well, because it's no sugar.
No, and nothing artificial, just good vibes.
Yeah. All right. So this is a strawberry daiquiri,
The can is
non-alcoholic
weird.
cocktail
I think
from
this was in the Barbie movie.
Knocktail. The hiss
Easy
isn't
to
as-
open?
The hiss wasn't as strong though as the
All right,
cider.
let's give it a
Cheers.
Ooh, nah.
It's definitely no sugar.
Yuck. It's all right.
I chose
You know what would make this better?
alcohol.
Sugar and alcohol.
Well, feel free to add.
Where's that vodka gone?
No, we're supporting people that are doing Dry July. And if you know someone that is doing Dry July, then
daiquiri.
kick them a couple of bucks. I've got a couple of friends that are, and I will give them a couple of bucks. If you want to give us a couple of bucks,
Not a fan.
to give to someone to Dry July on our behalf, then the link to support us is in the episode description. Give us a tip and let us know if it's for Dry July or not.
Lee, thank you for your recommendation, but I don't know how often I'd be buying that.
I'm as much as I'm recommending people take a break from drinking,
Yeah.
and we do say drink responsibly, and I do recommend donating to people who are doing Dry July, I don't recommend non-alcoholic versions of alcoholic things.
Just buy it. Just don't drink.
Because I don't know, when I want to drink, I want to drink. And if I say I'm not going to have a cider, I don't then have an appetizer. Do you know what I mean?
don't understand.
Like I have a Coke.
I don't understand non-alcoholic beer.
No one drinks beer for the taste.
No. And
Same as decaf coffee.
yeah.
Like, have a hot chocolate.
Have a water.
Have a Sprite. If you're going to have a
Is
non-alcoholic
this
beer.
our recommendation?
Yeah. Anyway, they're not terrible.
I just don't know if I like the flavour.
I think if you like the no sugar, like the other options were the like seltzers that are just soda water with a bit of vodka and a bit of flavour.
Yeah.
If you like those, I think you'd like this.
Yeah. Okay.
I would recommend to Knocktail to make sure that their sticker lines up with the mouth of the can, though.
I don't like the can. The look of it looks pretty. They stuck a...
It's a sticker on a blank
It's
can.
a sticker on a blanket, and the sticker isn't quite big enough.
No, I think that's
It
fine.
needs to go up to there.
But also what I would
Very
do
critical.
is
Sorry,
make it...
Knocktail.
And this is what I do with our thingo, right? With our stubby holder. I make it so that when I'm holding it, the logo is facing you
Yes.
rather than the join. On my can,
Yeah.
Knocktail is facing me.
On mine, the ingredients are facing you.
Yeah, and the gap is facing you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, well.
I'll drink it.
I'll drink it because it's here.
Also, we're recording 3 episodes today, so I didn't want to have 2 cocktails and 2 alcoholic drinks. I'm going to start off with a non-recommending.
Okay.
I would not recommend a tooth extraction.
Oh, strange. I quite enjoy it. No, I don't know if anybody would.
I had one earlier in the week, and I'm, to be honest, still recovering.
You're soft.
But also, something that I would recommend is asking your dentist to give the care instructions before she gives you the anaesthetic.
Oh.
So she was like, this is what I'm going to do to take the tooth out.
Yep.
Right? She got in there. She had a look. We did the x-ray. She looked at the tooth, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to need to do to take it out. It was one with the roots that go like all the way up to your eyeball.
Yeah.
And then she's like, started to give me the care instructions for post-extraction. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, I'll give you them after. I'm like, okay. Back, jab, tooth pulled out.
Crack.
Crack, crack.
Ugh, the noise is the worst.
And and then I'm a little bit whoopsies from the jab.
Oh, really?
The anaesthetic.
Right.
And that's when she gave me the care instructions.
Right.
Which I then obviously didn't follow because I had to go back and see her again because something wasn't quite right. So I would recommend not getting to the point of needing a tooth extraction, number one. But if you do, getting the instructions from your dentist when you are in a sound state of mind.
Okay. They didn't give you it when I got one done.
Yeah, I came home and chucked it in the bin.
Well, I would recommend keeping the instructions.
Well, that's probably why it took you 20 minutes to put that chair together before we recorded today. Because you were like, oh, I don't need it. You did instructions.
I did instructions. It's not very well. It needed better instructions. That's what it needed.
It needed slightly better
words.
Manufacturing.
It needed words on there, not just pictures and arrows.
I'm so over. And I feel for the translators in these Chinese factories because for a lot of years they were ridiculed for getting words slightly wrong.
Yeah.
To the point where now they don't put words on instructions.
Yeah.
And just put pictures. And not all of us are visual learners.
I could have done it without the instructions.
Yes.
But it's also, like you said, I'm sitting on it. I don't want it to break.
Yeah, well, you said, what's the worst that could happen? I'm like, well, you could fall halfway through recording.
Yeah.
Is there something that you are recommending to balance out my not recommending a tooth extraction?
I went to a venue last weekend in Spottiswoode in the thing. I went to Grazeland.
I have not been there yet.
Should I go? Quite good. I would recommend it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think it's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And I would probably, you need to go a few times to even get a scope of like what is actually there.
Yep.
Because there's a whole other section I didn't even go into.
Lots of food trucks.
Yeah, it's not so much food trucks, it's just like stalls.
Mini restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you go and they've got everything. Name a cuisine, they've got it.
Ancient Mayan.
They did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Monkey's brains. They had that.
2 Drink Cinema, Indiana Jones reviews are out now.
Yeah, plenty of, they had like a pizza, plenty of dumplings.
Paella.
Paella, they had
Yeah,
paella.
of course, paella.
They had African.
Oh, yeah?
Which was a good option to go to if you didn't want to wait in a queue.
Yeah.
But they had beverages. It seemed reasonably priced
Greek
as well. Pretty sure there was some
Do you have to
Greek
pay
there.
to get in?
Yeah, like $4.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, but I'm like, I said, why $4? I said to my friend, just make it 5. Nobody's going to be like, yesterday it was 4.
Yeah, and now it's 5.
Yeah.
Because it used to be 2, I think.
Yeah, so now it's 4. It'll be 5 soon enough, surely.
Well, inflation's still going on.
Inflation.
Interest rates.
What's 6% of 4, you know?
Well, I don't know. Maths. I will go there eventually. There's a number of reasons I should have gone there. 1, I like food.
That's a good reason.
2, I'm from the West.
Yep.
And 3, I know 2 singers that regularly gig there.
Speaking of singers that regularly gig there.
Okay.
They had a few things. We got there, I don't know when I got there, a bit after 4 o'clock. And it was a very cold day, but you didn't notice because they had good heaters. That's
Good.
nothing. It's good outdoor venue. It's covered as well for summer times.
Okay, yes.
Good backdrop, you see the bridge. Anyway,
Yep.
there's a stage there And then we got there for maybe like 4:45. They had like two guys doing an acoustic guitar things, singing songs, right? Then they had a break. Then they had a choir come on.
Oh, I know someone from that choir. Actually,
Do they listen?
They're a very community-based choir.
The choir wasn't bad, okay?
Okay.
What I could hear of it was decent.
Okay.
The problem was the general vibe.
Was not a choir type day.
6:30 on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
I don't really want to hear a choir singing.
Not community choir time.
I don't need them to be like, I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt.
You reckon they should have been the 4:30, not the 6:30?
That's what I said. It should have gone choir, acoustic duo, band with a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some feedback.
I would
Grazeland. I would recommend to Grazeland, who clearly know what they're doing, to swap the order.
Work on your sound a bit as well.
It is a big outdoor venue. It's very difficult to do sound.
It's not quite the right space for that kind of choir, I don't think.
But it is an opportunity for a community choir.
Now they've promoted themselves, I might have enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I know the time.
I was thinking about joining a choir the other day, but we were in a choir that was very good.
That's what I was saying to people.
And it's a very high bar. And I know people that are in choirs. There is a choir called Sing West that a couple of my friends are in.
What it was called?
No. And yeah, they're a very good choir run by a very good musician. But this is going to sound incredibly snobby. I want to be in a choir that's going to sing a major work.
Yeah.
I don't want to do an a cappella, I'm too sexy.
Yeah.
I would.
Because I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one's giving the peace sign.
But then there's also like the Melbourne gay and lesbian chorus.
Yeah, but I don't want to sing Cher.
Which could be fun.
I would do that and expect it to be like when Jack auditioned for the gay men's chorus in Will and Grace.
Okay.
And I have to compete against Matt Damon.
Oh.
But he's straight. That's the episode.
I got through to the last round of auditions to be the conductor of their youth choir.
Oh.
Yeah, but then they went and chose someone that was in the choir already anyway.
Oh.
So I'm like, why advertise?
Sorry, we had an applicant from internally. I'm like, well, why'd you advertise the job then?
Exactly.
Anyway.
But even they said
they
to me in
legally
the
have to.
audition, we want to look outside the choir. I'm like, well,
You weren't good enough, Lee. You're going to have
I've
to move
won
on.
a national Stedford.
Has he? No.
Maybe. Okay, so recommending
Grazeland, and I'm going to go there again just because we sat all in one spot
Okay.
and didn't venture out too much.
I would definitely think I would prefer to go to Grazeland than to go to like the Vic Night Markets, Queen Vic Night Market. Because I've been there, absolute madness.
I haven't been there because I would imagine that it's madness.
Absolute madness. And things are more expensively priced.
I was out with a friend the other night in the city on a Wednesday, and that's when the night market's on.
Yep.
Did not even think about it.
No.
I could have because we were with another person who's just come into the country.
Okay.
Legally. And that could have been a good touristy thing to do as well.
It's too much.
But then it's also like, like you're my mate I haven't seen for a while. I want to sit down and have a chat. And I didn't think that was the right
No. I would recommend, and I'd rather take someone to the normal Queen Victoria market.
Yeah.
That is more unique, I think, than the night market.
Yes.
Because you can go into lots of countries and
I should have gone there yesterday.
In an overly crowded place that has full of food trucks that have food that's too expensive.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that anywhere.
The thing I wasn't expecting as Grazeland was children. And I don't know why I wasn't expecting it.
The families love it.
Maybe because I'm, and it was just like, it was 4:00. It's not late at night as well.
Yeah. 4:00 Saturday, Arvo.
Yeah. I was like.
Also, I think there were kids in the choir.
No, not in this one. I don't think. I think it was all adults.
Oh, maybe it was a different choir I'm thinking of another time.
But yeah, I'll go again. If anybody's listening and wants to go again, feel free to send a DM. We can recommend it together.
Okay. I recommend DMing us and we might go to Grazeland.
Yeah.
Or you could even chat to the Grazeland people about doing a live recording.
Ooh.
There's a couple of venues that we could do a live recording at that would be fun.
We went, there's a bit that has cocktails and they're just on tap.
Yeah.
And I went there with a friend and we were thinking, and then we made a joke. I don't know, and we distracted the bartender. And then she just gave us the cocktails and we were like, then we walked off and I was like, which one's which? I'm pretty sure this is yours. But they both were like passion fruit based and looked very similar. What were we making jokes about?
Something hilarious.
Submarines.
Oh, God. I would not recommend a submarine controlled by an aftermarket PlayStation controller. Do you know what I love about that, right? There's a couple of things that I love about this submarine disaster. And I'm going to say it's a disaster.
Pullman.
People died, right?
Yeah.
I
Mass
love
casualty.
that no one on the internet has any sympathy.
Even the guy's kid didn't.
Like,
Is he the one who
billionaires-
was like, oh, they're down there, my dad's trapped, I got to go to a Blink-182 concert?
I know that we hate, eat the rich and we hate the rich and all that stuff. But like they're like billionaires spending too much money to do something that probably isn't safe. And we're all like, well, that's your own fucking fault.
We don't know shit about the ocean,
No.
right?
Yeah.
There was something I read we know more about space than the deep ocean.
Yeah. But they're going down there. But
they've got to get the fucking Dial of Destiny.
Then James Cameron was asked about it. James Cameron said, they never approached me. He spent more time on the Titanic than the Polar Express captain did.
Yeah.
That's, sorry, if you're not a
That's
Two
a
Drink
flashback
Cinema
to Two Drink Cinema
listener,
Titanic episode.
the CG captain on the Titanic
But also-
movie looks like the Polar Express.
Leave it. Just leave it alone. Unless you're an actual, like, Indiana Jones archaeologist.
Yeah.
It's not a tourist site. The wreckage of the Titanic isn't a tourist site.
But also, like, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not an explorer guy.
Maybe.
I'll just be like, yeah, that's cool.
If I knew someone that died, if we had a relative that died in the Titanic, you bet your bottom dollar our mother would be the first one going down there.
Yeah. But
And I'd be dragged along.
But Mum would also be like, I'm not sure that PlayStation controller is what I want to be piloted by.
I saw a very funny meme that was like, now let's take control of if I was taking control of the whatever submersive, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then it's the spice up your life. It's just Jerry like, slam it to the left.
No, if you were in control of the submersible, is the clear purple. No, you had the blue.
I had blue.
Nintendo
Yours was
64
clear
controller. Mine was the clear purple.
Or we could be on that guy that we saw an ad for before our last movie, and he was like driving with the PlayStation controller.
But that helps.
I mean, that does make you go around corners quicker.
It does definitely help.
I've watched some new things, Lee.
The other thing that I liked about the submersible, My Heart Will Go On, is back on the Billboard chart.
Oh.
Came straight back in at number 12.
Oh my God.
You didn't know that?
No. Celine's like, thank God.
Yeah. It came straight back in at number 12. Someone did it at karaoke that week. And
That's of bad taste.
Nah, it's great. It was, and then I saw a meme that was like, every drag queen's going to do it this weekend. It's going to do My Heart Will Go On.
No.
It's not bad taste. They're billionaires. We can afford to lose a couple.
Yeah, but what are they doing with their money? We're not getting it.
Yeah, but
They could have been doing good.
It's not redistributing the wealth.
No.
What have you watched?
Watched a few new things, actually.
So I watched a movie last night that I'm not going to recommend to you because it is a horror.
Ah, right.
It has Sarah Snook in it from Succession.
Oh, I was on Netflix the other day.
She's
and
playing
I saw
her Australian self.
that. Okay.
Not herself. But she's playing an Australian.
Right.
Single mum with a daughter. And the daughter is actually very good.
Always a fucking kid.
Yeah. The kid's creepy. The kid acting in it is very good. It's called Run, Rabbit, Run.
Run, Joey,
It's on
run.
Netflix. And the girl is Lily Latour. Greta Skarkey. That's who it was.
Oh,
But
she's back.
old.
Yeah, she was old 20 years ago. That's harsh.
She plays the mum in it.
Sarah Snook's mum.
Sarah Snook's mum. Lily Latour, Greta Skarkey, Shabana Aziz, Damon Herriman, a lot of other little small parts.
All right.
Julia Davis. Anyway, obviously I didn't look at the cast before I watched it other than Sarah Snook. I often, I've said I like the horror movies.
Yeah.
I often watch them when I'm home alone. So
That's how they should be watched.
Yes, I was looking for one and I found Run Rabbit Run, and it was Australian, so I decided to watch it, and I would recommend it if people are into creepy horror. It's not gory horror. It's a bit psychological thriller.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
If I was a fan of horror, would I like it more?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, which is why I'm not recommending it to you, because you don't like horror. Another one I want to recommend, speaking of Australian horror, is a movie. If you like zombie movies and Australian movies, which you don't, but people listening may.
Yeah.
There's one called Wormwood with a Y that is set in the Australian bush.
Where's the Y?
WYRM.
Oh, okay.
WOOD.
I was like, what?
Wormwoody.
Wormwoody.
Wormwood from 2014, and it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zombie gory.
Yeah, Wormwood. It's also it's on Stan.
I'm sure that when I've gone into Stan, it has been very loud in my face.
No, because it's Australian.
Oh,
and not a TV series.
The only Australian TV series they promote is RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
Or Kath and Kim. Isn't that on Stan as well?
I don't know. Or that Bump one, which is apparently pretty good.
Yeah, and there's a new one by the creators of Bump coming out.
Oh, The Year of or something, maybe?
Yeah. I haven't watched Bump.
Nope.
What have you watched?
Not Bump. I have watched some American things. I watched a movie on Prime called The People We Hate at the Wedding.
Oh, okay.
Not a great title.
I usually end up sitting on a table with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just kind of like Alison Janney has kids, and they're Kristen Bell and Ben Platt. And then they've got a half thing that's like British
the
and
people
black.
we hate.
And then it's good. It's enjoyable. It was funny. Alison Janney's good. Kristen Bell and Ben Platt were actually good together.
I love Kristen Bell. I'm rewatching The Good Place.
Okay, good.
The People We Hate at the Wedding. What's that on?
Prime, I believe.
Okay.
Because I believe it is an Amazon original.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It was all right. It's predictable. Bit of a rom-com.
Yep.
Not so much rom.
Lots of com.
Oh, not that much com.
Is it a romantic comedy drama?
It's a bit of drama and a bit of family dramas, you know.
Okay.
But Ben Platt was pretty good. I thought he pretty much carried the movie.
All right.
Kristen Bell and him were good together. She's good. She generally does good things. And it was like, Alison Janney doesn't do bad things.
No.
No.
Like Hairspray, West Wing.
Yeah.
Very good West Wing.
I, Tonya. Just pulling that one out. This was decent. Nothing will happen with it awards-wise or anything, but it's enjoyable. If you've got an hour and a half, may as well watch it.
Sometimes movies don't have to win awards.
I thought that's why people made them, though.
That's the only reason actors choose certain roles, but it's not why all movies get made.
Yeah.
Run Rabbit Run might get like
an actor award.
Film Australia nominations or whatever they're called now.
Actors.
It says a lot. That my thing with this Run Rabbit Run is it says a lot about Australian cinema, that the credits at the end were shorter than the list of producing and money contributors at the start. Because it was like Screen Australia and Screen South Australia and Screen Vic.
Yeah.
And then like 8 small production companies before we got to the name of the director. Very good director, Dana. Something.
Dana Carvey?
No.
Oh.
Dana something, I can't remember.
Why is that the first Dana?
We're due to do Wayne's World again, I reckon, in our new 2 Drink
Party
Cinema
on.
format.
Excellent.
All right, what else have you watched?
While I was on Prime, I also went on and watched another Amazon movie.
Yep.
Air.
Oh, generic white man
the story of
saves
a
Nike
shoe.
with a black man's idea.
The story of a shoe. It wasn't a black man's idea. It was his name.
Yeah,
it was his name and likeness.
Talent.
Meh.
It seems generic.
There's nothing like... I didn't watch it and I'm like, oh, that's really good. The story was just like generic filling in a blank of a historical thing. The acting was like, you're Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Jason Bateman. You're playing yourselves.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis is good, but it's not like...
She's always good.
Her good is good. That this was just like, it's good, but it's not Viola Davis good.
But yeah, her phoning it in is better. I reckon her phoning it in is better than Matt Damon's good.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's very good is good.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's good is below Viola Davis's okay.
Yeah. She's one of 3 women in the movie.
One of 2 people of colour.
There's a few. Chris Tucker in there, terrible. Not a fan. Don't like him. Didn't enjoy his performance in this at all, or his character. There's a Wayne in it. He was pretty good.
Was he a worthwhile character, Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
But he was the wrong choice?
No. It's just, I don't know. Something about the character I didn't like. The character is instrumental to the story.
Okay.
So you have to have it in there. But just the way they did it, I didn't like. I just don't like his voice as well.
Yeah.
So like, what are you talking about, Michael Jordan? That was bad. But, you know, I don't like his voice.
Sounds like Chris Tucker from Rush Hour crossed with Short Round.
Yeah. The music was weird as well, right? So it's set in the 80s. I think 1984 specifically.
Yes.
And I feel like when they were choosing what songs to put in, they Googled most popular songs of 1984 and put them in the movie. But where they put them didn't quite fit the scene.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you know, and they're doing a thing, and then Matt Damon's having a tough time, and he's driving, and and it's like, let's put Cyndi Lauper in time after time. It wasn't Girls Just Want to Have Fun. But I was just like, this doesn't quite fit.
No.
Like, it was good, but it just was like, meh.
Was it also a bit like, I'm not sure if this person would be listening to that song?
A little bit.
Because one of the things I like about Back to the Future 2, when they go back to the alternate 1985...
Yeah.
And there's a black family living in Marty's house.
Yes.
Is that the posters on the wall change from Huey Lewis to Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, I don't know if Viola Davis is going to be listening to Huey Lewis in the news in 1984. Bit of that.
But I think it was good. It was just there.
It was just...
It could have been a lot better.
It was just The Last Dance was very successful. Michael Jordan's back.
Yeah.
Let's make a movie.
And then they made a whole thing of the shoe.
Well, yeah.
And then they're like, we won't show you the shoe yet until the scene where we show Michael Jordan and his parents the shoe.
Okay.
And I'm like, we know what the fucking shoe looks like.
Yeah, it's 2023.
They put it on the thing at the end. They sell $4 billion worth of it every year. Everybody knows what the shoe looks like.
Everybody's seen an Air Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never wore one because I wouldn't spend that much money on a shoe just because it's got Michael Jordan on it.
Yes. Or a swoosh or both.
But then, made a lot of money.
Of course it did.
I just don't know if it quite achieved what it could have achieved, the movie.
Something that I've watched or well, actually, I'm going to recommend everybody watch Utopia.
Yes, I will.
On ABC.
I was almost going to watch some yesterday.
iView. If you haven't watched any of it yet, do, unless you work in a government department, because then it will be cringe.
Yeah.
I know someone who worked for the state and now works for the federal government, and they cannot stand watching it.
As a person who works in an office,
yeah,
there are bits that are just like, this is my life.
Is it bits like, oh, can you sign this card?
Yeah,
like,
a little bit. And you're like, who's that for?
We're organising drinks for this person.
Yeah. No, there's one bit that I think is a thing that's going to become my life because my office, I need to work out plants. I think that was literally one episode that was just like, what's going on with my plants?
Yeah, just get fake ones.
No.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
Okay. So I recommend everybody watch Utopia.
Yep.
From the start if you haven't watched any of it. Working Dog rarely misses. Actually, I don't know if they have missed.
I can't think. of anything off the top of my head.
Like going back, right back to The Late Show, Funky Squad,
Castle.
The Castle, The Dish, The Panel.
Have
Thank
you been
God
paying
Your Year is
attention?
coming back.
Have you been paying attention to them as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
This year, Have You Been Paying Attention is like gone to another level of absolute
The
madness.
last episode with
Hilarious.
the new woman and weird guy
The new one
and
was
Kitty
great.
Flanagan. Kitty Flanagan's hilarious.
Yep.
It was like straight off the bat, like
Yep.
sex jokes. I'm like, oh God, strap yourselves in. Everybody, this is going to be good.
I reckon they've had a meeting. They've gotten to the point where Channel 10's not going to axe them,
Nah.
right? Because they probably are keeping the network afloat.
Well, no. The shitty reality TV shows that they do.
That's keeping every network afloat. But
Yeah.
they're the thing that, like, I know so many people that don't watch free-to-air TV except for Have You Been Paying Attention?
Yeah, I don't watch it when it's on. I watch it the next day.
Yeah, but the only thing I watch on, like, a network is the footy and
'cause I've got
Have You Been Paying Attention?
Yeah.
So watch that if you're not a watcher of that. But also I want to say, and hopefully these people aren't listening to our show, but if you are, I'm sorry, and I'm about to offend you. If you're one of those people who shares memes on Facebook that tells me how our nation and our people can't take a joke anymore and everything's offensive,
Yeah.
watch Have You Been Paying Attention?
Yeah.
Because they do take the piss out of everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, they will occasionally make a joke about something that could get you cancelled.
Yes.
But if you make those jokes in a good way,
Yeah.
then people aren't offended. It's
Yeah.
when you just go out to make jokes to offend people that will get you cancelled.
Yes.
Utopia and Have You Been Paying Attention? Thank God Your Year is coming soon. I've started watching one on Netflix called... Oh, fuck, I forgot what it's called.
That's great. You must have left an impact.
Well,
What's
I'm going
the
to
premise?
half recommend it. It's Japanese.
Nah, I haven't watched it.
Shit, what is it called?
Clearly not very good.
Yeah, don't watch it. What else have you watched?
I watched a new series
It'll
that I
come
heard
back to me.
about. It's on Binge.
Yeah.
Called Based on a True Story.
Okay.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
And it has Chris Messina and Kaley Cuoco in it.
Yep.
And it's like she's obsessed with with true crime podcasts, and there's this like serial killer in their town, and they're like having a kid. It's like kind of murder mystery, and it's funny. They're good together. Chris Messina is pretty funny in it as well.
Yeah.
And it's like basically, this isn't a spoiler because it's the first episode. They need to get a plumber,
Okay.
and then they work out that the plumber is the serial killer.
Yep.
And then they kind of go to him and say, we'll turn you in, or
You do the plumbing for free.
no, or you can do a true crime podcast with us.
Oh.
Yeah.
And do the plumbing for free.
Well, yeah, he was doing the plumbing. So Chris Messina's a washed-up tennis player who's a tennis coach, and they were paying for the plumbing by giving him lessons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now also doing the podcast.
Yeah. But it was good. I watched 2 episodes of it, and it was quite funny.
I want to do a true crime piss take podcast. A bit like, I think Tony Martin's Sizzletown is like a fake town where shit happens, and
He's everyone.
He sets it like a kind of true crimey thing.
Yes. Okay.
I think I've told you my idea, but anyway. It is called Alice in Borderland, the show, the Japanese show.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, it's half not good and half good.
Okay.
Because the young people that are the mains aren't great actors.
Yeah.
So what it is, it's set in Tokyo, and there's these young people, not kids, young people, and then they get like tricked into having to play a game, right? All the
Squid
people
Game.
in Tokyo disappear. It's a bit Squid Gamey.
Okay.
Because if you fail the game, you die.
So Squid Game, yeah.
Yeah. But it's in Tokyo, but no
Okay.
other people are around, and there's no electricity.
Oh.
So the scenes where they're acting about their story, average. The scenes when they're in the games, very good.
Okay.
Because the suspense and the bit of scariness and the death is good, like Japanese and Korean stuff. It's just the acting that isn't great.
Right. Okay. You know what? Squid
and the
Game.
dialogue's not great.
Speaking of Squid Game,
Season 2's coming.
Season 2.
Yep.
I'm concerned.
It's not going to be as good.
It's not going to be as good because I feel that
Shock value.
Squid Game was originally made to be a one-season thing.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, it's successful. Let's write another season.
Yep.
That's when shows go bad.
But also, part of the thing of Squid Game was the shock value.
Yeah.
But also, and I'm not sure if the people from Tiger King understood this as well in their efforts to prolong it. We were all in lockdown.
Yes.
So, like, everyone watched Squid Game. Everyone watched Tiger King.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, Squid Game and Tiger King are going to be very well watched, but they're not going to get the numbers that they got.
Yeah. Netflix did something where they changed their way they calculate ranking shows.
Yeah.
And then it changed things. And it's like, oh, Stranger Things isn't number one anymore. It's like...
Yeah.
I don't know what they did, but it's like how... I don't know how you were calculating it before, that then now maths is different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Number
I don't
of
pay attention
streams,
to that stuff.
number of households, number of logins. I don't know what it was.
Number of minutes watched is something they do as well.
Yeah.
More minutes of Wednesdays watched than Stranger Things Season 4.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right.
Yeah, but it's a bit weird. I was like,
Is that
also...
why the Duffer Brothers are now making every episode of Stranger Things Season 5 longer?
Oh, God, I don't know. Well, I couldn't get through the third season, as we've mentioned before. So.
I think Season 5's coming.
Yeah.
The
Next
last
year, though.
3 episodes are going to be movie-length episodes.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah. But they're only going to be 8 episodes. Like, make it 10. And just make everyone an hour and a bit.
I don't know why you have to do that.
No. It's like that meme where they're like, would you like to watch a 10-hour movie? No. Would you like to watch 10-hour episodes back to back? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any activities you would recommend? Because I've recommended an activity not to do. You've recommended
brushing your
Grazeland.
teeth.
Yeah.
No, I think that's about it.
Okay.
That's all I've done this week.
Great. On to Drink Cinema, it is time for us to review a movie, and in a moment I will tell you which one that is.
Oh, I can't wait.
And we just released our review of the final 2 Indiana Jones films.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to jump over onto that feed, the link for Two Drink Cinema will be in the episode description. If you're enjoying this, make sure you subscribe and leave us a rating and review. I am not too bad with this.
If anybody wants a couple of knocktails, let us know.
No, I'll drink it.
Okay,
It's when you don't want something too sweet. If you're one of those people that drink water that's been touched by a strawberry instead of drinking strawberry sparkling water,
That's the problem.
that's for you.
I also don't know how much I enjoy strawberries.
Should I have got... There was like a mango one, but I'm not a huge fan of mango.
Okay.
Maybe that's where we differ.
Yeah.
Anyway, I recommend donating to someone who's doing Dry July. We are not. Most definitely.
I'm going to find someone.
Okay. If you're doing Dry July,
Yeah.
get in touch with us. We might throw you some cash. Thanks for listening to another episode of 2 out of 3 Recommend. Follow us on the socials. Links are in the show notes. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks for listening to 2 out of 3 Recommend. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcast and become a member, gaining early access to episodes and an exclusive episode each month, sign up as a member using the link in the show notes.
If there's something you'd like to recommend to us, get in touch on the socials or in our Facebook group.
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on your podcast app or on YouTube. Leave us a rating and review and tell your friends.